This nigga saying, please. This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And Yahweh said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Yahweh Bashim Shai created man in his own image, and in the image of Yahweh Bashim Shai created he him. Male and female, he created he them. Shalom Yasharala. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom and honor to my fellow laborers in Yahushai, pushing his troop out the four winds, without fear and trembling in these last days, seconds, and times. All right, I bought this clip, man. I bought this clip of this guy making a fool of himself, giving his God-given authority and dominion away, and putting himself in a position of servitude to a woman. All right? And that's that forbidden fruit that was eaten in the Garden of Eden, man. All right? And that garden and that fruit consisted of an anti-Mashiach doctrine. All right? Okay? All right? It was not a literal apple. It was not a literal tree. It was not a literal snake. All right? It was a similitude, an allegory, metaphor. All right? And it was philosophy. All right? The Most High likened that fruit unto philosophy. All right? This is Genesis 3:3. But the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, Yahweh have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. What's the wages of sin? Death. All right? So it was a doctrine that would bring death to you. Okay? If you go deal with another man's woman, you're going to get put to death. All right? If you do not keep the Shabbat, you're going to get put to death. All right? So that tree was full of wickedness and evil philosophies, okay? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. All right, this is the devil, the so-called white man, beguiling the Negro woman, the Israelite woman. All right? And she's giving heed to his advances. For Yahweh know that in the day that you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as God, knowing good and evil. All right? And she fell for that. Okay? When you read Paul's writing, Paul say the man was not deceived, but the woman was deceived. She was the one that was in transgression. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, all right, and then what was that tree? Oh, I don't have to be under the so-called, I don't have to be under the Israelite man. I could put him over me. This is what she saw and called it good. I could put him over the house and I could have as many men as I want. Okay? This is what she saw and called it good. Well, this cosmos we're living in this day, women lording over men, women bringing forth monsters, women having all this authority and power. She didn't have that in the Garden of Eden initially. So when she saw that she could gain power and be over the man and try to make herself equal to the man, that was good in her sight. All right. And guess what? She became an antichrist, an anti-Mashiach. Okay. These women are our enemies, man. You have to look at the majority of those women in this society as your enemy, your mother, your sister. Any woman that has grown up off of this Western philosophy as your enemy. All right. She saw you when the scriptures say, and when the woman saw the tree and it was good for food, she saw us men in child support, them taking our children away from us. When I went to have my firstborn son, man, I have multiple children. But my firstborn, is something about my firstborn. Like, if I have my children there and my mom will come, they'll want to go with my mama. They'll want to go with their mama, aunties and stuff. My firstborn son never wants to leave my side, man. He begs me to go to camp. If I'm just at home by myself, and they could be going somewhere fun or water park or going somewhere to bowl or have fun. He want to do whatever I do, man. He do not want to leave me. Whatever I'm doing, he wanted. He see me drinking wine, he be like, Daddy, can I have some wine? He see me drinking, Daddy, can I have some Hennessy? He never wants to leave me, man. Okay? I'm saying that to say this. When my son was born, my baby mother had all of the authority. If she wanted to kick me out of that hotel room, Salaki, that hospital, and say she didn't want me in there, and I'd be like, no, that's my son coming in the world. They would call the police and would have drugged me out of there or killed me. Let's say if I don't want to go, I'm not leaving. It's the birth of my child. The women have the authority. This is their fruit. Let's say it's my son, and she had to tell him I was hers. For me to sign the birth certificate, she had to tell him he's the father. Let's say she wanted to say he's not the father. They would have took everything she said and kicked me out the room. That's their fruit, all right? That's that Babylonian, Egyptian, Assyrian, all these off captivities, Egyptian fruits that the woman thought was good. Them having authority over men and ruling over men. Only so you got to look at them as your enemy. And it was pleasant to the eyes. That's pleasant to these women to have us that Israelite man can't rule his household. She say things got to be 50-50. You got to serve me. That's pleasant to them. That's them taking away your God-given authority, man. All right? A tree to be desired to make one wise. She took the fruit thereof and did eat and gave it unto her husband, and he did eat. Okay? And guess what? When it says she gave it to her husband and he did eat, men fall for these bitches, man. Men fall for them. Men sin for them. Men lose their immortal souls for them, man. That snake didn't beguile Adam. Adam would have probably just whacked it. But it beguiled the woman. And that woman is what brought us down, man. Through the woman, sin entered the world. It is written. All right? Now look, I'm going to read Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. All right, now look. In the book of Genesis, I'm going to name this clip, don't underestimate the power of a woman. This serpent was a serpent, basically a snake. A python. A python. Basically a snake in Genesis. When you go to Revelation, this snake had metamorphed and mutated into a fucking fire-breathing dragon, man. So how much more the woman who was in league with the snake in the garden? Her wickedness, her subtlety, all right? Her and that snake are in league. So if this snake grew from basically a snake in the Garden of Eden to a fucking 7-headed, 10-headed dragon with crowns on his head in Genesis, in Revelation, blowing off fire. How much more have this woman, this Israelite woman, mutated into a chief demon, a chief sorcerer, a chief witch? All right? So you have to be circumspect, because the Most High liken these women to our enemies, man. All right? This is Micah, chapter 7, verse 9, and it says, all right, I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him. All right? And how did we sin against him? We took heed to this damn devil, this woman. That's how we initially sinned against him in the beginning, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for him. So we got to go through this hell. But in going through this hell, we supposed to be learning from our mistakes and not making them 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. In these last days, we supposed to be offending less and not giving heed to these women, these seductresses. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. This is the point right here. Then she that is my enemy shall see it. The Most High liking these women to our enemies because they're at enmity with this doctrine. This doctrine that Yahweh Shem Shai, this doctrine of life that he's gave us in these last days, these women don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear we can have multiple wives. They don't want to hear that they are supposed to be quiet in the churches. They don't want to hear that they can't usurp authority over man. That makes them our enemies. They don't want to hear when we tell them be quiet, silence. They have to put their head down and shut the fuck up. And if we tell them, look, raise your hand if you want to speak, they got to follow that command. That's the kind of authority the Most High gave the men of Yasharallah, man. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? And the way women say, where is the Lord thy power, is when we go out here and teach, they scoff and laugh at us. And then if the cops come up and make us move, they're going to be like, where is your God? Or if a brother don't have a good job and you struggling, where's your God? Like my mama would tell me, where's that God? Why you asking me to use money? You know, I come in binds time to time. All right. Where that God that you go teach about every weekend, why he not supplying your needs? Jesus supply my needs. That's what they do, man. Your mothers are your enemies, man. Your daughters, if you're not raising them up with this doctrine, they're going to be your enemies, man. Your sister, that's your enemy. Your auntie, that's your enemy. Anybody that has been raised in this Western hemisphere and subscribes to Western philosophy, they're your enemy. Okay? And behold, now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets. All right? But about that scripture out, man, you got to know these women are our enemies, man. All right? And it has this great war tactician by the name of Napoleon Bonaparte. He was going around conquering, man. In fact, his first defeat was by an Israelite by the name of Toussaint Louverture. But before he went to him, he was undefeated, man. He was just going around subduing, man. I live in Louisiana. He's the one that did the Louisiana Purchase and had got all that territory for France, man. Louisiana Purchase, all right, what motherfuckers don't know, what niggas don't know, you know, people that read know, the Louisiana Purchase was not just the state of Louisiana. Louisiana Purchase, that territory went from Louisiana all the way up to Minnesota, man. Yeah, that guy had conquered and came over here. That's why the scriptures say that America took down those three horns. He had to take down the French, Spain, and England. All right? Yeah, the French, the Spanish, and the English, man. Okay? I think that's Revelation. Oh, I forgot which one it was. It might be 17. Where he had to take down those three horns. All right? So, but he's quoted as the saying, never underestimate thine enemy. All right? And that's wisdom. That's understanding. You never underestimate your women because a woman can barely pick up 100 pounds and a man can throw 100 pounds. Even your smallest man, 100 pounds ain't shit to a man. A man pick up 100 pounds and sling that shit. A woman barely can pick up 100 pounds. You don't underestimate that bitch. All right? Spiritually, she's a juggernaut. Just like this devil metamorphed and mutated from a serpent, and in the book of Revelation is a dragon. This woman is a fucking chief ranking demon, man. She will have you going off. Let's read. Let me bring out this precept. This Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman. This is the wisest man on the planet Earth. All right, writing this. All right, this is Solomon, the wisest man on the planet Earth, that wrote this, whose snares is as nets. Wow. Not gonna go there. Whose snares is as nets, and her hand as bands. All right? The Most High say he find more bitter than death the woman. And a net and snares are used to trap you. All right? So that's why you can't underestimate a woman. A woman is here. She has the power to trap you, man. Subdue you. Whosoever please Yahweh shall escape from her. Why would you have to escape a woman? We supposed to be the apex predators, us men. But the scripture saying she's the apex predator. He's saying we got to escape from this bitch. But the sinner shall be taken by her. The one that's taken by that philosophy she brings, man. All right? The one that's taken up by this philosophy she brings. The scriptures say the man alone, we got to escape her. So it's like she's the predator and we're the prey. You can't underestimate these hoes, man. All right? And wisdom teaches us that. These are the scriptures, man. All right? They're in league with Esau. If you do go to lay down your authority, she calls Esau. Esau is going to come bear his sword. Romans 13. All right? The Most High put him in a position of power. All right? All right? Let me go to the banger. This is First Ezra 4, and I'm going to start around 22. Okay? First Ezra 4 and 22. But also this, you know that women have dominion over you. How the fuck a woman got dominion over you? You going to say that? Well, Yahweh Shema Shai says women have dominion over you. All right? When you're not rocking according to sound doctrine and living according to the doctrine that the Most High gave the elders of Great Millstone to water the flock and feed the flock, you're not protected. All right? The Most High don't have his covert. You're not covered by Yahweh Shema Shai. So a woman will have dominion over you because you're going to think according to this society. All right? Do you not labor and toil and bring it all to the woman? Yes, a man taketh his sword and goes his way to rob. These niggas go, man. These niggas kill behind women, man. That little mustard monkey between their legs, man, is power. And to steal and sell see upon rivers. And look upon a lion and go into darkness. And when he have stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bring it to his love. Okay? Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than his father or mother. Yes, there be Salakia. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Man, I and it's true, man. I've only been in 8 years, man, but I done seen, before I came in the truth, this how the Most High had me wired. I was never the type of dude to fall in love, all right? That wasn't me. I wasn't the type to fall in love and be weak for a woman like that, all right? That wasn't me. But I was the type, Romans the 7th chapter, my flesh, I was the type I want to fuck all the time. You know what I'm saying? So this bitch don't want to fuck. I want to fuck this bitch. All right? I had the Israelite spirit, but you got to have balance, man. You got to have to be able to control. I didn't learn this till I came to the truth. Control your members, all right? You got a scripture in the book of Sirach, the 23rd chapter, all right? You have to be able to control your members, man, and buffet your body. And what it used to be with me, it wasn't that I was loving a woman or a fool. Like, I was always against getting on your knees and asking a bitch to marry you, man. That's why I like Gucci, man. Even though he drunk and he a wicked nigga, when he asked that bitch to marry him, that dude was standing up. That dude ain't get on his fucking knees. Just the thought of me getting on my knees. What happened? What Leonidas told that Persian? He said, man, just the thought of me getting on my knees. Fuck no. That's how us men, the only time we supposed to get on our knees and bow is before our great king. That's it. Aside from that, what the fuck are we bowing for? Aside from getting down when Yahweh Shai is in our presence and getting on our knees, the Most High didn't make us to get on our knees for nobody, especially a woman. That's an antichrist, man. That's anti-Mashiach. Okay? When you do that, you're giving that woman dominion over you, man. All right? These guys that go to work, all right, out when I was in the plant, we worked 10-hour, 12-hour days, man. 7 days a week, 70 hours a week, man. All right? Our checks would be fat. But I used to hear those guys, the older guys, talk about how they get their whole check and give it to their woman. And she just get them money so they could go buy them beer and snacks and shit. But she got the whole check, man. That's an abomination, man. That's an abomination. If they want to go buy a boat, they have the money to buy a boat. Money is not the problem, but they got to go check with the wife to get permission. That's how women have dominion over you. That's that fruit we ate, man. We don't have to go to a woman and talk about shit. We make the decisions. The Most High has given us authority over the household. 1 Corinthians 11th chapter. All right? But a woman has dominion over you when you eat the apple, when you're drunk off that wine, man. All right? That's how a woman has dominion over you. She has dominion over you, you don't even know it. You shouldn't even have to ask a woman for sex. Asking her for sex, the woman you're dealing with, asking her for sex is a form of, oh, I ain't forgetting, it's making my point. Salakia, I'm vain jangling. All right? With me, when it comes to sex, I had an issue where I was a sexaholic. All right? And it's really not a sexaholic. The Most High created the Israelite man to be fruitful and multiply. All right? So I always wanted a woman around so I could pop. Like, if I go out, have a good time, when I come home, I want a woman to pop. When I come from work, I want a woman to pop, you know? And I would just indulge in it. But I would never get under a bitch. I never like a bitch. If a bitch get on my nerves, I'm going to kick the bitch out. You know what I'm saying? I never fell in love with a bitch. So, in this truth, recently, all right, one of my elder brothers told me, man, look, bro, you're dealing with too many women, bro. Just start dealing with one woman. And I hold fast to what my brothers tell me. My older brothers tell me. All right? So I was like, damn, why would I tell me this shit? And I know my brother, a man of the Lord, you know? And I was like, when he initially told me, I'm like, man, I'm tripping. So I was like, damn, why would I just tell me that? Because he told me that shit out the blue. He's like, man, hey, you need to start fucking with all the women, man. You need to just start dealing with one woman, all right? So I was like, well, damn, all right. I hold fast. This is a prophet talking. So I took heed. One day, I don't know why, I just took heed. When the brother told me that, I was like, he was tripping. Then I was like, but damn, man, that might be Yahweh talking. So I had this little broad I was dealing with. She was a decent chick. She, when I say decent, according to this society standards, you know, she wasn't no club hopping bitch. Always wanting to be out, you know, dressing all promiscuous and shit. For the most part, if I tell her to do something, go fix me something to eat or be quiet, she'll do it for the most part, all right? She was somebody I was pleased to dwell with. She knows Saturdays I got to go to camp, and we're not going to have a Saturday, all right? So I dealt with this bitch 14 months. Because when we just called it quits, she was like, 14 months? We got into it. 14 months I've been doing whatever you say. When does it stop that you're going to take heed to what I say? You don't even consider nothing I say. 14 months I do whatever you say. I try to make you happy. You know, this is the conversation we're having. I do whatever you say, even when I don't want to do it. You know, that's how we get down. That's how wisdom tell us to deal with women. We're the head. So one day she just had this fucking epiphany. I don't listen to her. I don't pay attention to her. All I do is give out commands. All right. So she gets mad. All right. And I bump into the brother, the head of the DC camp. All right, I bump in the head of the DC camp, and hold up, I'm about to show and tell. When I bump into his camp, not his camp, his page. I think his name Madad, something like that. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on it. But I always jump GMS Army 144. So you can know I'm not tripping. This brother here. And he had a prayer on his page that said, quick prayer to escape wicked women. Now I'm telling you, this broad I'm dealing with, I don't look at her as like your typical dog ass hoe. You know what I'm saying? And I know a bitch. I never get on the level with hoes like that. I be like, I look at all these bitches like shit. But I'm looking at her like she's the best of the worst. All she do is run behind me. She always want to know who I am. But then all of a sudden she got this epiphany. All of a sudden that I was just being overbearing. I'm like, bitch, if you go somewhere, check in. You know what I'm saying? So when I read this prayer, I got this prayer. I'm about to say it. All right. And the prayer reads, Azania, Malat, Makal, Asha, Rashayim, Mata Zawadium, Wakararium. And it means, help me escape from all women wickedness, snares, and nets. That's the scripture I just brought out in Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. I read this prayer the very next day. I'm telling you, Akim, if it wasn't very next day, the day after the very next day, she calls me, all right? And the broad I used to deal with told her that I was dealing with her, that we had messed around. Now, the broad that I had dealt with, man, it fucking months had passed since I had touched her. So I was like, well, damn, what the fuck? But I'm saying that to say this quiet demeanor she had, this me thinking she was the best of the worst, me thinking she was decent, all that shit left. When she found out I was dealing with this other broad, I mean, it was all gone. The 14 months of her being so-called pleasant to me, it was like a demon came out of her. And she was talking shit. The bitch barely cursed. She was cursing, fuck me. She turned into a demon. And my point was, I was so glad I always was spiritual and never gave into that her advances as 50-50 and all that shit. Because afterwards she showed she was a demon. I look on social media, now she going to the club. I'm like, bitch, you wasn't going to the club the whole time I was around you. All right? Bitch out 3 a.m. and shit. And I'm like, this is the best of the worst. So you can't take these women serious. And I never submitted to the bitch. I never would just do how she wanted to. I'm not going to miss camp so we could go to the movies. Okay? So I'm saying that to say this, man. Never let a bitch get dominion over it. And the Most High must have protected me. Me thinking she was decent and shit. She was probably doing all manner of wickedness behind my back. All right? Because I said this prayer and call halal Yahweh Shemal Shai for that brother. The Most High put the spirit on that brother. That's the head of the DC camp. Y'all check out his page, GMS Army 144. I got a list of his prayers that brother bring out, and I always pray him. I pray him all the time. Not just that. You got prayers for protection, prayers that the Most High don't take the spirit away from you. All right? Prayers to be circumspect. So y'all check that brother's page out, man. And a day and a half after reading this prayer, a chick I was messing with 14 months straight, day in and day out, is totally out of my life after reading this prayer. So you brothers check this out, man, and deal with this prayer and pray that the Most High keep us from these wicked bitches, man. And I looked at it like I was like, well, shit, she be serving me so well. If I'm of the elect, the Most High put on the chariot. And then horns came out of her head, man, when she found out I dealt with another woman. All right? She started showing her true colors. Okay? So You never let a woman get dominion over you or the upper hand, man. All right? So where was I? I was at this verse 26. Yeah, women there be have not, there be, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes, man. All right? These guys serve women, man. Opening doors for them. A woman's supposed to open the door for you. You don't open no door for no bitch, man. Now, in this society, we got to be serpents. We got to be snakes. If we want to get the box, yeah, I'm not going to get over righteous. You open the door. You play the bitch. But it's supposed to be her opening the door for you, man. Okay? She's the Most High created her to serve us. All right? And many also have perished and have erred in sin for woman. And I've seen it. A guy that was in our camp some years back, man. He was a decent brother. Like he was a sharing brother. He was cool. Me and him got along. But he used to want to always leave camp early when we hook up and fellowship afterwards because he didn't trust his woman. He'll be wanting to go. He'll want to miss camp because he didn't trust his woman, man. His woman was first in his life, man. And he ended up falling out the truth, man. So I've seen it, man. Women cause men to fall out the truth and lose their immortal souls, man. Don't underestimate these bitches, man. These bitches are strong. They are strong, man. A bitch will have you led astray. Okay? This is Proverbs 1. I'm going to start from the top. Salakia. Proverbs 7. I'm going to start from the top. All right? This is a spiritual. This chapter is talking about philosophy, but you can liken it to a literal woman. All right? This is talking about the fruit that Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. This is Proverbs 7:1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers and write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman. The strange woman is the women over here in America, man. The women we're dealing with, they're strange. Anyone raised over here in America, they're strange women. They live according to the philosophies and the customs and the culture of our enemies, the so-called white man, other doctrines, all right? From the strange would flatter with her words. For at the window of my house, I looked through my casement and beheld a simple one, all right? And I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. All right, understanding that the Most High bestows on the men of the Lord is what protects us from these women. They're the apex predators, not us, man. We don't have no power in this society. Now let me tell you, man, straight up and down. You could be in a woman's house, piss her off. She could go call the cops without your knowing. The cops come there, and you could be sitting on the chair playing PlayStation, and call the cops and tell her you hit her. When the cops come, no. Let me give this analogy. You could be in your own house playing PlayStation, and the woman gets mad at you. She can call the cops, say you hit her, and the cops will come take you out of your own house and you haven't hit her, and take you out of your own house and take you to jail, and then leave that bitch in your house. And while you in jail, she robbing you blind. Well, if you got a stash of money, she'll take it. These are the things that can happen. They are the apex predators, not us. Let's say the bitch piss you off and you do hit her. You going to jail, man. Or you want to go kill a bitch, man? Come on, man. That's not expedient. They got the power in the society. We don't. So you got to know that they are the apex predators, not us. Okay? I discern among the youths a man void of understanding. All right, and if you have understanding, you're gonna know what type of woman to deal with and what type of woman not to deal with. And understanding teaches you even when you're dealing with them, how to deal with them, when to hold them and fold them, when to move around and gift around them, how to treat them, how much time to give them, and how much time not to give them. Okay, that's what understanding does for you. All right, now I'm gonna go down to, because this is a long chapter. I'm gonna just get to the point. All right. So she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face unto him. I have peace offerings with me. This day I have paid my vows. Therefore I came to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with the coverings and tapestries of carved works from fine linen of Egypt. Why do scriptures use Egypt? The Most High pulled us out of Egypt because it was wicked. Because we was living according to philosophies. All right, we was in hardcore bondage. These women have you in hardcore bondage. The word Egyptos is a Greek word which means bondage. All right, so the Most High likened these modern day women to Egyptians, man. To these bitches will have you in bondage, man. I have perfumed my bed with myrrhs, aloes, and cinnamon. All right, so these women look good, smell good. All right, that's one of that's their main weapon of war. Real talk. Come, let us take our fill of love into the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home; he's going a long journey. So these women will have you in an adulterous bed. These women will have a man and tell you she don't have a man. All right. Then the man will come and find you there when you go to Proverbs 6 and tell you that the wrath of a jealous husband is unquenchable, that you can't even give him money to quench his anger. He's going to want blood, okay? So these bitches will have you killed, man. A lot of these women be having men and they'll come on to you, and when the man see you, these weak-ass mangianas and weak-ass niggas, they see the woman with you, man, they want to kill you and don't do her nothing. That's that fruit. That's that wicked fruit, man. All right? He have taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she calls him to yield. All right? That's that power. Called a full-grown man to yield. And with flattering words of her lips, she forced him. How can a woman force a man to do anything? That's why you can't. The scriptures tell us, man, don't underestimate these bitches. She can't pick up 100 pounds. If she see a roach or a little creepy thing, she's going to run and scream and cry. She see a snake, she's going to run and scream and cry. We see a snake, we run towards the snake to kill a bitch. All right? But don't underestimate her. That bitch is burning. That bitch is powerful. The scriptures say she forced the man. And let me get that word in the blue letter, that word force. How can a woman force a man to do anything? All right? It's the fuck is going on? All right, here we go. It's the Hebrew word nadak. All right, so she impaled him, thrust away, banished, impaled, to be driven away. For you to drive someone away, you got to have power. For you to impel someone to do something, you got to have power. Thrust, move. To move something, you got to have strength. Thrust away, thrust aside, to be chased, to be hunted. See, the Most High liking these women are hunters, snares, bands. They're the apex predators, not us. Chase hunted. She hunted him, man. And then guess what? When she hunted him, let's see what the rest of the scripture says. All right, she forced him, and he goes straight away as an ox to the slaughter, or as a fool to correction stock, till a dart goes to strike through his liver, as a bird hasten to the snare, and knoweth not it is for his life. Man, these women will have you killed. These women will have you in direct enmity with Yahweh Shema Shah, man. That's why you can't take them serious. If you're not living one and you want to move one in, man, you got to be circumspect before you move the bitch in. You got to know if you're going to bunk with a bitch, man, I say, man, you got to deal with that bitch 6 months to a year. Because even when you meet somebody, that's men and women, you meet their representative. You don't meet them. You don't probably know a person and see their negative character traits to probably 90 days in when somebody finally lay their hair down and get comfortable around you. You start seeing their character flaws because we all have them. We all have them. All right, even with brothers. You can meet a brother, he come in on fire, but 2 years later, all right, you see his weaknesses. He see your weaknesses. All right, you start dealing with a brother, he come inside your household and y'all kicking it with each other, he see your skeletons. Vice versa, you see his skeletons, all right? So when you're dealing with these women, man, like the broad I was dealing with, I never moved in with her, but I would let her come in my house. I would go in her house, you know, and to show you how deceitful and beguiling, her character flaws didn't come out to the 14th month. Well, I seen weakness, I seen bullshit with her, but the demonic shit, like all women, man, these women, you can't take them serious. All women go get on your fucking nerves, all right? But I'm talking about just the demonic vibration. I didn't see that until 14 months later, man. Like she showed a whole different vibration, man. So, man, don't underestimate these women. Deal with these women circumspectly. And the majority of these women, man, you got to know they ain't shit. They hoes. Let me get that, man. The majority of these women are thoughts, man. All right? They're going to come to us because they want to get their reproach taken away. We're the prize, man. You never tread your ways to seek love. All right? You never let a bitch get the upper hand, man. Because they're in a war. You're in a war when you just courting and dealing with a woman. All right? This is Ezekiel 16:44. Behold, everyone that uses a proverb shall use this proverb, saying thee, as is the mother, so is the daughter. These women, mothers are whores. They've dealt with multiple men, and they in turn become whores because they are raised by whores, and the father's not in the household. All right? Thou art thy mother's daughter, that loadeth her husband and her children, and thou art the sister of thy sisters, which loaded their husbands and their children. Your mother was a Hittite, a fucking heathen. Heathens don't have understanding to have integrity, okay? And your father, an Amorite, the Most High liking you to a fucking Hamite, man, a fucking Canaanite, a piece of shit Hamite, a heathen. And thy elder sister is Samaria, and her daughters that dwell at thy left hand. So the Most High liking these women of ours, these Israelite women, are heathens, man. All right, and these heathens don't have the laws to govern them, to show them right from wrong. They don't learn to be chaste and modest, living off of these Western philosophies, man. Okay, so you gotta deal with these women like a grain of salt, man. Like, and you can't underestimate them, man. They strong. Our enemy is strong. What King David say? Our enemies are strong. Hold on, let me find that precept. King David say, our enemies are strong, man. This is Psalms 38:19. But my enemies are lively. The so-called, the Israelite woman used to call, preferably the tribe of Judah. They are a full-fledged enemy, but all of the tribes, all of the women of our nation, all right? Our enemies are lively and they are strong. They strong, man. They strong. They subdue kings, man. They bind and tie up mighty men. And they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They are multiplying against us, man. They also that render evil for good are mine adversaries, because I follow the things that Good is. And they hate us because we follow Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why they hate us. Okay? That's why they fucking hate us, man. And they strong, man. You can't underestimate these bitches, bro. You got to deal with them circumspectly. We have one over here somewhere. Here we go, another one. Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. The Most High telling you, man, the women are the apex predators. They have the dominion right now, man. They have the dominion. You don't have no power, Israelite man. If you have power, you get to enforce it. You get to make shit happen. Your woman, you get catch your woman in authority, you can't stone her to death. Your woman back talk you, you can't slap her down and say, bitch, shut up. You stone her to death, you're going to get fried in the electric chair. If you put your hands on her and discipline her, you go into jail. They're going to throw you in a dungeon. You have no power. You are not truly free until you can live according to your laws. All right? Here in America, the laws of Moses, that Yahweh Shema Shai gave the children of Yasharallah, don't govern us. If we see a homo, we can't do what the law tells us to do to homos. If we see a witch, we can't burn a witch with fire, according to our laws. So that means you're not free. You have no liberty in this society. All right? And you have no power over these women. So you have to be engulfed with the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, that he protect you from these heifers. All right? Because they are the rulers. They are the ones bringing forth monsters. Government statistics say in the Negro community, 8 out of 10 homes is headed by a woman. She's the head of the household. That's that fruit. That's that forbidden fruit we wasn't supposed to eat. And it's in total contrast to Yahweh Shema Shai's word. So with that, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem and Karkodash. I'm going to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharallah Ba Ba Ba.